at Lulu. Thank you for joining us. I'm excited to have you all here. I hope, oh, it said I'm live now. So gosh, did you miss my intro? I'll start again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday here at Lulu. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I hope that you are all having a great day wherever you are hailing from. Shout out to Rob for starting off the chat. Hey, Michelle, Kat, Joseph, Walter, Dick, Michelle. Ooh, Michelle jumped in twice. And hey, everybody, Terry, Rob. So I am in North Carolina. Let us know where you're from. We've got, oh, Scotland. Wow. Shout out to Michelle. We've got Texas, Arizona, New Jersey, Florida, Sacramento. So thank you all for joining us from all over. We are excited to be here and we are excited to have you. So just a couple of housekeeping things. I am joined by a guest today, so I will keep my part short. So at our webinars, we have a Q&A tab and the chat. Several of you have found the chat. I'm appreciative of that. As we go along in the presentation, please drop your questions in the Q&A. We are joined by Tammy from Fiverr, and she has been kind enough to offer to answer your questions at the end. So please drop them there. This will be recorded, so if you have to leave early or you join late, we will get a full recording out to you. It will also be on our YouTube channel, so you can just search for Lulu, Lulu Press or Lulu University on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and you will get all the notifications from there. All right, so today we are here to learn how to take your story to the next level with experts from Lulu and Fiverr. I will just introduce Tammy and then she will take it away. So we're lucky to have her here. Tammy is an account executive at Fiverr, helping new customers get started on their journey. She walks all the new customers through the platform, helps them find the right talent for their projects, and make sure they get the most out of Fiverr. So I hope that at the end of this, you all will know how to do that. I am excited to have her. Tammy, thank you so much for spending time with us and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. Hi, everyone. Really nice to meet you all. I'm really excited to be here today. And for those of you who don't know, I'm here to basically talk about Fiverr's new partnership with Lulu. I am going to cover the ins, the outs, everything that's relevant to you guys. And I think you're going to find that Fiverr really has what you guys are looking for when it comes to finishing your story, getting all the support you need to edit your story, and really just, make it complete, take it to the next level. So that's what we're going to cover. I'll go over our agenda on the next slide. And I think really I will probably answer all of your questions throughout the presentation, but at the end we'll have time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can just put them in the chat now, or, as they come along, or at the end, you can just put them up there and then we'll answer them one by one. And I think you guys are going to find that this is really a solution that will really, be able to satisfy whatever you guys are missing. So I'm going to go to the next slide now. If, I guess you guys can all see it. I'm new to the webinar scene, so I guess you guys all see my slide. So I'm moving on now. Let's start with what we'll cover today. First, what is Fiverr? I guess some of you probably know Fiverr is a pretty big company, so it might not be new to you all, but I'll cover exactly what we do, how it works, how you can leverage it, and how you can really just use it to benefit you. And like we've been saying, take your story to the next level. And like I said, just be sure to put any questions in the chat so we don't forget. So the first question is going to be, what is Fiverr? And, Fiverr is really a marketplace to begin with. Fiverr is the world's largest marketplace. It's connecting digital freelancers to people like you for all sorts of different, basically digital tasks. We have tons and tons of categories. We've been around for about 10 years. We operate in 160 different countries, every language, 600 categories. And what this really means is that anyone all over the world can get on Fiverr and basically get support from any digital freelancer and any digital service. Like I said, we have 600 categories. So anything from, design to editing to proofreading, copywriting, anything you can think of that can be done on a computer, you can actually do on Fiverr. So today we'll cover the ones that are going to be relevant to you guys, the service categories that are going to be useful to you. But really the sky is the limit. If it can be done on a computer, it can be done on Fiverr. So be creative. Think of areas you need support, things that you might not be so good at. I mean, I guess you guys are all really good at writing stories, but there's probably other parts that come into play when you're creating a good book. So Fiverr is going to be the place where you can find experts in all of these different areas to really support you and help you, complete this book exactly how you want it to. And just so you guys know, I'm not sure if you're all individuals or you're working with, you know, a small group of authors, or you're part of a company, but Fiverr supports both individuals and businesses. And we actually work with huge brands all over the world. And as we scroll through the platform, you'll see some of the brands that work with us. So it's really this awesome platform with really no limit as to how much you can get done on here. So that was just a little background on us, a little bit about what we do. Now I'm going to actually dive into how to use the platform, what it looks like. And I know it might have sounded a little confusing, but now when I share my screen, I think it's all going to be a little clearer. So let me show you guys the platform. I just need to switch my screen share for a sec. Sorry, excuse my technical difficulties. I'm a Zoom person. Okay, here we are. So this is Fiverr. And I guess you can all see my screen, right? Chelsea, can you confirm that I'm on the right page?
Yep, we can see it.
Perfect. So this is Fiverr. Like I said, Fiverr is a marketplace. So imagine you walk into a store and you have the option to buy anything that you want. That's kind of the marketplace that we think of when we think of a marketplace. So that's kind of what Fiverr is, except for digital services. So instead of walking into the store and picking out a shirt or picking out, you know, whatever it is you're going to buy in a store, here you're going to walk into our store and you're going to pick out a service that's actually going to support you in basically any digital field that you could think of. So to begin with, we partnered with Lulu to create a curated catalog that's going to be relevant to you guys, basically. I know you're all on here probably because you're publishing books, you're creating your stories, and that's really exciting. But like I said before, you're probably not an expert in all of the things that are relevant to creating a story. So this is kind of where Fiverr's support is going to come in. You're going to think of, where can my story use support? Where can I take it to the next level? And where do I find someone to do that? Someone reliable, someone trustworthy, someone who can really, you know, make this a home run. So the way it's going to work is you'll get this link from Lulu and you'll be able to go to this custom curated landing page, which is basically Fiverr and Lulu's custom catalog. And once you're on here, you'll sign up. That part's going to be super easy. I think here on the top right, it would say sign up. I'm already logged in. You'll fill out a few details. It takes just a couple of seconds. First name, last name, email address. And then once you're on, you'll see all of our services, everything that we offer. So we'll start at the top. Basically, you'll be able to sign up for free and just start browsing. And then you'll only pay as you use the services. And I'll show you how that goes. So the first question is, what services are on here? What can you actually do on Fiverr? And like I said before, the short answer is pretty much anything that can be done on a computer can be done on Fiverr. So you can have someone ghostwrite for you, someone proofread and edit your story, someone design your book cover, and someone actually market your book once it's published. So anything is going to be available on here. And we actually created a few catalogs with people that we selected ourselves with Lulu's help to actually bring like the best of our freelancers to you. So let's run through these categories first so you can see kind of what's available. First, we have here this category. We called it Get a Second Set of Eyes. Really, it's going to be editors and proofreaders, people who will review your story before you publish it, make sure that, you know, everything is good to go start to finish. We have tons of freelancers on here. I'm widening my screen now, I think. Perfect. So you can see this little right arrow here to scroll through all the options that we have. Every freelancer that we added to this specific list is actually a freelancer that we vetted. And they have different levels of vetting on here, but they all have been custom selected by us. This means that we've either interviewed them, we've reviewed their past works, reviewed their projects on Fiverr, and we've basically decided that this is the best fit for, you know, the type of work that Lulu does and the type of customers that are on Lulu's platform. So everyone here has been vetted. You don't have to worry about, hey, is this person up to the task? We just need to, you know, see that they're the right fit for you, for your story, for the way you like to work. But that's why we have a lot of options. So there really is going to be someone here for everyone. So I guess I would ask any questions. I think we'll do questions at the end, right?
Yes, yeah, we can do questions at the end.
Okay, perfect. So I see them popping up in the Q&A. Like I said, sorry guys, I'm new to the webinar interface. So anyway, first category we have is proofreading and editing. As we scroll down, you'll see the other categories that we curated for you guys. So here we have actually formatting. So whether you need to format it to Kindle or actually to Lulu's format to actually get your book published, you can pay someone to do that. You don't need to do it yourself. Like I said, we have tons of options. All of these people have been vetted. So this really is our top talent. You can see that prices range all across the board. We have someone here doing this service for $900, someone here for $95, someone for $35. So there's really going to be people who do this in every price range, and there's going to be, you know, amazing talent doing this at every price range. So don't think, hey, I'm not working with someone who's charging $900. It's not going to be good. That's really not how it is. Like, there's amazing sellers working in every price range. Like I said, it's just a matter of finding the best fit for you, someone that you get along with, someone that you like to work with. It's like any business relationship, you know, when you hire someone or you basically get support from someone, you need to kind of like the person you're working with. You need to be in agreement with how they work. So that's what you need to look at. The quality here is already vetted. So we already picked all of these freelancers, and they'll really be able to do whatever it is you need to do. So this is the formatting category. We also have the actually the writing category. So if you need support in any part of your story, if you want a ghostwriter, you want someone to really take over for you, you can just find someone in this category here. As you scroll through, you'll see we also have tons and tons of options. They're all going to be different level sellers. We have level 2, which means that they completed over 50 orders on Fiverr while meeting our criteria. We have pro sellers. Pro is kind of like our top of the top. It's our most highly ranked sellers that basically have gone through a really strict vetting process. We're reviewing them for their skill, expertise, and experience working with freelancers. So I would personally always go with a pro seller, but like I said, everyone here has been added to the catalog for one reason or another. So if you do see another seller that it looks really good, you can also go with them. They're really going to be great if they're on here. And here we have another category. These are book designers. So I'm sure you're all writers, but I guess you're not all designers. You're probably not that artistic. If you're like me, maybe you can't draw more than a heart. So you'll need someone else to actually do the cover for you. So check out our designers. This is a really strong category on Fiverr. We have thousands and thousands of people doing this every day on our platform. So see who's here, see the types of designs that these people make, find the right fit for you. And then our last category that we curated for you guys is actually marketing your book. So whether you need SEO, you see here we have someone that's doing SEO for your book, or someone to optimize search results, someone to create promo videos for it, a book trailer, whatever it is related to marketing your story. We also found freelancers that can do this for you. So again, no one's an expert in everything. And I'm sure while you guys are great authors, you probably are not experts in marketing the story. So this is really the perfect time to lean on someone who has done this thousands of times. You can see that people here have tons of reviews. This person here has 413 reviews. You see this little number here in parentheses. That's how you'll know. This person has over 1,000, 80, 79. So these people are doing this over and over and over again. They're experts in this. You can see prices can be really reasonable, $130, starting at $35. So you don't have to spend a fortune, and you can really find someone who's an expert at doing something and can do it in a quarter of the time that it would take you. So, really no reason not to be leveraging these tools, which are extremely helpful and really just make your life a lot easier. So these are some of the categories that we curated specifically for Lulu. When you get to the bottom of the page, you're going to find something called Fiverr's Bookstore. Fiverr's Bookstore is a separate catalog that we have, which is basically end-to-end services related to books, to creating a book, publishing your book, and really just getting that whole thing complete. So I'll open this up quickly so you guys can see it as well. This is going to be a catalog basically with all of our categories, not just the few that I just ran through that are related to creating a book. So you can see here we have actually writing, and in the fiction, nonfiction, and short stories categories. As you scroll down, we have editing categories, so content, proofreading, beta reading. Then as we keep scrolling, we'll have cover design, book layout, illustration, book blurbs. I guess you guys will know all of these categories even better than me. Promoting your book, formatting your book. So again, I think you guys will find what you need on our marketplace with Lulu. But if you don't, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and open up our actual bookstore where you'll have thousands and thousands of more options. But again, I recommend you guys really review this profile and look at all of the sellers that we have available, because we selected all of these with Lulu's help. And, you know, Lulu knows best what you guys need, the type of sellers that you want to work with, and the support that you're really looking for. So this is kind of curated specifically for you based on the type of books that you're writing and the type of support that you're looking for. So run through this, get to know the freelancers that are on here. Don't hesitate to really, you know, reach out to them, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But yeah, really everything you need should be on here. So I guess I know we've said questions at the end. If anyone has any specific question to any of the services that I just showed, I think maybe now is a good time to ask them, just because, you know, I don't want you guys to forget at the end. So I'll wait a second.
Yeah, Tammy. Sharon has a question. That's my story was submitted to a contest. I did not win. Is there, sorry about that, Sharon, but good for you for submitting. Is there someone to read my story and make suggestions on making changes? So proofreaders, developmental editors, is that something you can find at Fiverr?
Definitely. So this is actually one of the categories that we have curated with Lulu. So you'll see it at the top here. This is the first one we have. Obviously, it's the most common one. So we have, this is the proofreading category. And actually, this seller is awesome. And I'll show you her profile in a minute, so you can definitely work with her. All of the sellers that you're going to see in this category here, it's a little confusing. It's titled Get a Second Set of Eyes, but these are our proofreaders. You can work with any of these people, send them your story, have them review it, and basically help you, you know, bring it to the next level so you do win the contest next time. Any other questions before we move forward?
Yeah, if you have a minute, we'll do one more. And thank you for that question, Sharon. David is asking, if you already have a Fiverr account, how can they access this branded page, this Lulu with Fiverr page? How would you find that if you already have a Fiverr account?
So if you already have an account, perfect. You can skip the sign up step, and I'll share the link here in the chat afterwards. And then you'll also be able to get that through Lulu, the link to this specific page.
Yes, I'll drop the link in right now. You can find the link that I just put in will take you to the page that we are looking at now. And I think, all right, we'll take one more from Robin. Do you have script writers? And I think I saw, I don't know if it was on this page or a previous one, but I did see someone's little description that they would help you write maybe your movie or story, or turn your story into a movie. So I believe that that's right, but we have the professional here, so Tammy can answer that one.
We definitely do. Like I said at the beginning, the sky is literally the limit on Fiverr. If it can be done on a computer, or I guess a phone, an iPad, it can be done on Fiverr. You'll find anything you're looking for here. Like I said, always run through the Lulu category, the Lulu catalog first, because these have been specifically selected for you guys. So for this specific thing, I would search in this category, find the right words, which is basically writers. If you want someone who's specifically experienced in writing a script as opposed to like a book or something in that regard, then you can just search here at the top in the search bar. You can search script writer or literally anything you're looking for, and you'll definitely find it. Any other questions before we move forward to actually discussing how we pick the freelancer that we want to work with?
Yeah, I think we can keep going.
Perfect. So I showed you all the categories we have. And like I said, be creative. Anything you need, just search it in the search bar if you don't see it here, and you will find it on Fiverr. But let's say now you run a search and you have a few options. How do you narrow down the option? How do you find the perfect freelancer for you? I'll show you right now how I do this personally. And there's really a lot of ways to search and find, but I'll run through their profiles, and you'll see exactly how I would do it. So let's say we want to work with her, and I'm actually using her as an example because I've seen some of her work and she's super talented. So you can click right here on her profile, on her username, and this is going to take you to her profile page. You should basically consider her profile to be like her resume, like her CV. So you'll see everything here from what's her name, where is she from, what language does she speak to, what does she have experience in, how many reviews she has. Everything that's going to be relevant to making a decision of who to work with, you're going to see on this page. So first things first, we're going to look here a little bit, see how many reviews does she have. You can see she has over 1,000 reviews and she has 5 stars. So like I said, everyone here is already vetted, but this is going to be a good way to know who's a good freelancer. As you scroll down, you'll be able to see there's a section called Among My Clients where you can actually see popular brands that they've worked with. So this is going to be a really cool place where you can find like famous brands that this freelancer has worked for. So I guess we all know NASA. There's some other brands here, Haxton's, Oshi Glows. So popular brands. I've seen Nike, Adidas, Starbucks. So like I said, tons of people are using Fiverr, and you'll see these brands that are actually using our freelancers directly on their profiles. All of this is verified. You know, you can't just put that you worked with NASA. We're making sure this is true. So you can trust everything you see on these profiles. As you scroll down, you'll see a little bit of information about the freelancer. Like I said, where she's from, how long she's been on Fiverr, average response time. Keep in mind to look at average response time. If you need something done quickly, let's say you need it right now, check this out right here. That's how you'll know if this freelancer is going to get back to you super quickly or not. Most of them do get back to you really quickly, but just take note of that. Then you'll get to the portfolio section. Portfolio is like the most important part, in my opinion, because all of these sellers are awesome. They're super talented. Like I said, we vetted them. So it's not a question of whether the freelancer is good. It's a question of whether they're good for you. And by checking their portfolio, you'll basically be able to see previous works they've done and basically like how they work. And that's how you should really decide who you want to work with. So here she has some examples of copy editing that she's done for this website. And as you scroll through by clicking this little arrow here, you'll see other projects that she's done. So I'm just scrolling through to show you a couple options. But this is really going to be the most important part. I personally always spend a lot of time reviewing their portfolio, seeing their past works, making sure that, you know, I agree with their style and I like how they do things. So after portfolio, you'll also have all the reviews. You see she actually has 10,080 reviews, all 5 stars, actually 9,700 5 stars and 266 4 stars. So this girl is going to be amazing. You know, you can be confident to work with her. Like even if she's not your style, I'm sure she'll do a great job. If there's 10,000 happy customers, this is probably the most important thing to look at. Aside from portfolio, look at reviews, see what people are saying about them, see, you know, who she's worked with. You can see sometimes, I guess these people are individuals, but if they work in a specific industry, you'll see right here industry that they work in. So you'll be able to know if, you know, there's a specific industry that you're interested in incorporating here, then you can just search for that as well. And this is basically the review section. You can see all 10,080 of them. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I think with the 5 stars, we're good to go. So that's kind of how you vet the freelancer. And then here in this gig section, you can actually see what the freelancer sells. So of course, we already know she's doing proofreading, editing, and basically everything related to that. But here you can actually see like pre-made packages that she's built for her customers. So when you're wondering how much does she charge, this is exactly where you need to look. And you can actually click on these gigs to see exactly what's included. So I'll click right here and we'll open up this gig. And at the top is going to be just some information about her. We read all this before. We saw this all on her profile. Let's assume we want to work with her. Now we need to look at the gig. So the first thing you're going to need to look at is this right-hand side here. There's going to be a little box showing you basically everything that's going to be included in this offering. So for $125, you're going to get basic proofreading for spelling, grammar, and punctuation. And then you can see here in these little check marks what's included. So no structural editing, no line editing, no rewriting. You will get feedback and you will get proofreading. This is for 1,000 words and this is for $125, 3-day delivery. So this is basically what's included in the package. Let's say we want something for 3,500 words. This will adjust automatically. Let's say we want to include these features that are grayed out like structural editing or rewriting. Then you can upgrade to the standard package or the premium package. So these packages are a really good way to get an idea of what the freelancer is charging for the project. Again, though, Fiverr is really a free marketplace. So you can reach out to the freelancer and ask them to give you a better price. You can tell them, hey, you know, you're putting deep editing for 1,000 words. I have 100,000 words. So obviously you're not going to pay 100 times this. You know, prices change as deals get bigger. So you can definitely just reach out to them by clicking contact me, telling them you can either do get a quote or ask a question. It's going to be really similar. This will open up a chat and you can just tell them exactly what you need. So you can say, hey, I have a book. I don't know, you know, 50,000 words. Can you edit it? Can you give me a special price because it's a big project? Also, I need it done in 5 days, you know, whatever it is. You'll tell them the specifics. You'll chat with them. You can set up a Zoom meeting with all of the sellers that have this pro label. So not every seller will have the pro label. If they have the pro label, you can even set up a Zoom so you can really get to know them before you make the purchase. And you can basically chat with them, speak with them, get to know them, see if they're the right fit for your project. And if they are, then you'll basically come up with a price that works for both of you. And then they will send you a custom offer via your chat. So I'll show you at the top. Right here, you'll see your messages. And you'll basically receive the offer as a message. So there's going to be no other way to do it. It's super straightforward. You'll basically chat with the freelancer, tell them, hey, like I want X, Y, and Z. How much do you charge for this? And you'll get the offer in your inbox. Does all this make sense? I think we can even take a few questions now about selecting the freelancers and actually looking at the gigs before we move forward.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I have a question for you. Once you enter into the contract or you accept the terms, what happens, you know, worst case scenario, the timeline isn't met, or maybe your expectations aren't met, or something doesn't come out the way that you would like. What happens then?
Okay, so you guys beat me to it. That was my next point. It's basically the Fiverr guarantee and the way it works. And actually, you know what? Let me show you guys the whole payment section at once. The way Fiverr works is once you place an order, we're going to deduct the funds from your account. So you can pay via credit card, via PayPal, and I'll show you now how to add these payment methods to your account. And as soon as you place an order, we'll deduct the funds from your account, but Fiverr is going to hold them. We don't release them to the freelancer. So if for some reason the freelancer doesn't, let's say, meet their end of the deal, they don't provide the project on time, or they don't do the job that you expected, when the project is complete, they'll basically ask you to accept or reject the project, and you can click reject. And at that point, someone from our resolution center will basically review everything. All of your communication with the freelancer is happening on Fiverr. So someone from our resolution center is going to review everything. We'll have access to all the information, and we'll see very clearly, you know, if the person didn't hold up their end of the deal. And if they didn't, you'll get a refund immediately. So that's really the benefit of working through Fiverr, and the benefit of us holding the money and not immediately giving it to the freelancer. You really are protected. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. That said, because you have this curated catalog with our top talent, our pro sellers and talent that we vetted, it's extremely unlikely that would ever happen. The most likely scenario would be someone sends you something and it's not what you were expecting. So you'll tell them and they'll actually do a better job, or they themselves will cancel the order. All of these sellers, you know, they have thousands of reviews. They work really hard to like get their ranking on Fiverr, to get vetted by us, to get approved by us. So they're not going to lose their status by not giving you a good service. So I really wouldn't worry about that.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Yeah, we have one other question, and this is coming from AH. How do you protect your creative work with Fiverr freelancers as they're working on your projects? I understand copyrights after you've completed a piece of work, but want to understand if there are any agreements or how you're protected while working.
Okay, so essentially the way Fiverr works is that everything that you are sending to the freelancer and the freelancer is sending to you will essentially belong to you. So that's covered under copyright, privacy, and all of that you'll agree to in our terms of service when you're signing up. Of course, you know, if the freelancer on their own time does something with the content, Fiverr is not monitoring their every move. Just like if you let's say you hired a proofreader offline, you know, you don't really know what they're doing, but they do sign an agreement and they are bound by this to not share any of the information, to not disclose it. And like I said, these freelancers a lot of time take months to get on Fiverr, to build their profiles, build their reputation, get their pro badge or their top rated badge. So they would never risk losing this. This is like their main source of income for a lot of them. They would really not risk losing that by, you know, breaking any of our guidelines. I'll add though, if you would like, you can always send an NDA yourself, whatever contract you would like. The freelancers don't have to agree to it, of course, but you can send any information you'd like, any documents, and they're more than welcome to sign that. Was that clear? I'm not sure who asked that, but I hope that was a good answer for you. And if there's any more questions to that, then just please put it in the chat.
Great, thank you.
Anything else?
We have one more question that from Tomiko. Hi, I'm revising my current book on Lulu. It's a 5x8. Can a Fiverr freelancer reformat the edits that are in a Word size file and add to the current format for printing?
Yes, like I said, you can do anything you want on Fiverr. This is also another category that we curated with Lulu. So you'll actually have recommended freelancers. But anytime you're asking yourself, can it be done on Fiverr? The answer is going to be yes, it can be. So just scroll down here. It's the second category we have, fit it all in. These are our formatting experts. So just send one, find one that you like. Like I said, top rated or pro are always really good options. Send them what you need and they'll do it for you. Any other questions?
Thank you. I think we're good.
Awesome. So back to the gig, I showed you guys how to, find pricing, get an idea of what it costs. Like I said, if you have a very big project, it's not going to be you can basically negotiate a better rate. It's not going to be, 1,000 words for 240 and 10,000 words for 10 times that. So it's going to be, it's totally negotiable. So speak to the freelancers, tell them, don't just go ahead and click continue and put in 10,000 words and pay for 10 times this. Once you do get to the point though, where you come up with a price that makes sense for you and you're ready to move forward, you'll just click continue and you'll get a custom offer. You'll click continue and you'll be able to pay. And for payment, you can basically pay via credit card or PayPal. It's super easy to register. So just click on this little icon here with your I guess your initial, that's the right word, with your initial, and then click on billing and payments. And then you can just in payment methods, add a credit card or PayPal, super straightforward. After every purchase, you'll receive a receipt detailing the scope of work and any other information you want to appear on there. So payment is super easy, and I already covered how we kind of protect you guys through that. So that part's going to be super straightforward. And I think now the only thing I wanted to actually speak about is legal, which we did cover a little bit. Ownership rights, privacy, confidentiality. I just did want to go over our terms of service a little bit more. And the way that works is when you register to Fiverr, you actually, those super long terms of service that you have to scroll through for like 5 minutes and then click agree. So that's basically what's protecting you in Fiverr, and you have ownership to everything that you're sending in the chat with the freelancer. You're entitled to privacy and confidentiality. So please don't worry about that, guys. You're fully covered under Fiverr's terms of service. You don't need to send additional agreements. You can if you would like, but you really don't have to. So just before I move forward, any more questions regarding this section? I know we just covered it a little bit, but if anyone wanted to ask anything.
I think that we are good. Thank you.
Perfect. So this is kind of how to use Fiverr. It is very straightforward. You're going to scroll, find the right freelancer for you, and then basically get started on your project. One more thing I wanted to share with you guys, though, is that you can actually sell on Fiverr as well. So it's not only a place to buy. It's also a place to sell. Like I said, a lot of these freelancers are actually making their living on Fiverr. And you guys can too. If this is something that's interesting for you, you can register as a seller. It's super easy. I'll actually show you how to do it here. Back to the screen. When you click right here, you can click Become a Seller. And this will help you register to sell your services, whether it's writing, proofreading, any digital service. You can sell it on here too. And then you can actually build up your report just like these sellers, to the point where you'll have thousands and thousands of orders, thousands of reviews. And then who knows, maybe you'll also be on the Fiverr Lulu marketplace someday. So this is kind of it from my end, guys. Did anyone have any more questions? Anything that wasn't clear? Any suggestions, recommendations to move forward before we close up?
Great. Thank you so much. That was very in-depth. I appreciate you walking us through that and doing it in real time, which I always find is a very brave move to make. And you did it and it went well. So great job. So we do have a couple more questions. I do want to ask, though, if you are working with Fiverr and you are working with several different professionals, is there a place in Fiverr that kind of keeps track of those? Or is it best to just kind of on your own end, make a spreadsheet, or just kind of find a way to track that on your own?
Yeah, so The idea of Fiverr is that everything you need related to Fiverr is always going to be on Fiverr. So you'll have all of your past orders. You'll have a list of your saved freelancers. So you'll have access to that super easily. And you can always share these freelancers with your friends also. Let's say you have a really good experience. You can share their username and your friends will be able to find them too.
Perfect. Sharing is caring. All right. Our next question is coming from Shannon, and she's asking, does Fiverr have customer service?
Yes, the answer is we do. You can always reach us via the platform itself, or just email, one of our reps, and we'll basically answer any questions you have. Or if if something goes wrong, help you with a resolution to any of your situations.
Perfect. And I guess you could probably just find that on any of Fiverr's pages in the footer or something like that, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you for that question, Shannon. And Philip is asking, are there some really good textbook editors on Fiverr?
Yes. So actually, I didn't see that this was a specific category we had with Lulu. I guess you guys, textbook is not your most common book that you guys are publishing. So we don't have it in the marketplace that we built together, but you can just search for a textbook editor, and you'll find someone there who will be able to do that for you.
Yeah, I think that the name of the game is anything that you need a service for. Fiverr seems to have someone. So then just trying to do your own research and look at the reviews, as Tammy showed us, and kind of look at the testimonials and just reach out to them if you have questions. All right, so Alu has a question, and he's asking, or they're asking, I am finding it difficult to find a layout editor who can edit my manuscript to Lulu print size. And Tammy, obviously you can add on to this, but I'm thinking that maybe the answer here is just send them our templates or let them know the trim size you are trying to format. And I would imagine the wizardry behind the scenes can make that work for you.
You got it. So it's just about finding the right person. Once you have that person, then it's just about giving them the information to get this done. You said you were having trouble. Did you mean, well, whoever asked the question, sorry, I'm not seeing the questions. But whoever asked this question, was this issue on Fiverr or off Fiverr?
Yeah, feel free to follow up and add a little bit more information on that one, and we'll see what we can do for you there. All right, David is asking, one of the things I ran into with the Fiverr Gig was Amazon's copyright issues. Sometimes they request copyright confirmation, i.e. book cover. They not only want the Fiverr Gig person's copyright information, but they also want the Gig person to provide proof of copyright purchase and licensing of any third-party images. Is it possible to point this out to people offering gigs on Fiverr, as it did cause a bit of a hiccup for me before? The gig person was great and supplied, but Amazon kept asking for more and more proof and official documents. Amazon being over the top, but it would be good if gig sellers could have these things prepared. That's a great question, David.
Yeah, so this is a very specific thing, and it's hard to say that all of the freelancers that are going to be on this catalog will have these things prepared, because there's hundreds of them. But I'll tell you, everyone that we added essentially should have experience working with this sort of thing. So if this is a common thing in the publishing world, then it shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure it's very common. Something else to look out for the sellers with the Pro badge. The sellers with the Pro badge are vetted not only for their experience, doing whatever it is they're doing, and for their skills, but also for their experience working with businesses. And sellers who work with businesses encounter this very often. So go with a pro seller, and I think you'll have what you need.
Yeah, and that was going to be one of my questions, is for your pro sellers and for those folks on Fiverr who have kind of earned that top tier designation. Is it just based on reviews and, like you said, their experience, or what does Fiverr look at to kind of pick out the cream of the crop, if you will?
So we have different rankings for every different badge. The first one that you're going to see all over the place is going to be Pro, and Pro is basically the best badge you can get. So like I said earlier, if you can find a pro seller, go with a pro seller. Our pro sellers go through a strict vetting process. It usually takes a couple of months. We interview them. We check their CV, call their references, review their works. If they're writers, we'll read a ton of the things they've created. If they're doing proofreading, we'll see their projects both on Fiverr and off Fiverr. And then we'll also verify their profiles, meaning whatever they put on their profile needs to be true and verified by Fiverr. So it's not just based on reviews at all. It's actually a domain expert within Fiverr, making sure that they're kind of the best of the best.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay, and Michelle is asking, and let's see, once Fiverr freelancers have finished the work, how does the link with Lulu work? Does Lulu market? So I think I might be able to take this one, but obviously, Tammy, feel free to add anything you'd like. So once you have worked with Fiverr to finish your book, get your manuscript and your cover ready, you would just need to bring those files over to Lulu to upload to our platform, and then you can just publish as you usually would. And Lulu, we do not offer in-house marketing, but we do have links to Fiverr and our partners page where you can find marketing services. And Tammy spoke to that a little bit. I don't know if there's anything that you would want to add there, Tammy.
I think you answered the question perfectly.
Oh, nailed it. Okay, great. Well, I'll do a last call for questions. And Tammy, is there anything else anyone needs to know about Fiverr or how to get started? You could just go and is creating an account free, or is there anything else that folks who haven't ever interacted with Fiverr before need to know before getting started?
I think I covered everything. I hope I didn't bore you guys with my very detailed walkthrough, but I did want to show everything. At the end of the day, you guys know as much as I do that it's in the details. So you want to really find the right person for your project. I'll add that creating an account is free. You only pay for the services you use. So don't hesitate to reach out to freelancers. Something I personally do kind of as a best practice. Let's say I need a graphic designer. I'll write up a paragraph or two about exactly what I need. So I need a logo created, and I'm just using this example because I'm not a writer. So let's say I need a logo created. I need it done in 4 days, colorful and with a fun style. I'll write this all up and I'll send this same message out to 4 or 5 freelancers who I think are a good fit, and I'll wait to hear back. You'll find that sometimes someone will say, I'm not available, or this is how much I charge. I'm not used to working in that style. And very quickly, you'll be able to narrow down who's the best fit for your project. So do that. It's free to reach out to freelancers. So reach out with them, set up Zoom calls with them, get to know them, and really focus on finding the right fit, because once you do, you'll be able to work with them recurringly.
Oh, that's a great tip, is to reach out to several people. And yeah, I didn't think, but once this person has worked with you and you work well together and they've created something wonderful, then that person is always a great resource for you. So I love that. Thank you for that insight. We very much appreciate it. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend time with us and learn a little bit about Fiverr. I dropped the link in the chat so you can find the pages that we looked at today. And then also this recording will be on our YouTube channel if you would like to check that out. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights in the walkthrough. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful day today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.